Welcome to Zambia's first and finest visual radio, Sun FM TV.
Radio has come alive on TV. Watch all your favorite shows live. Watch all your favorite hits live. Watch all your favorite talk shows live. Watch what you hear. It's radio on TV. It's Sun FM TV. Zambia's first visual radio on air on Topstar Channel 91. Download Sun FM Zambia app and watch live TV. Watch live TV on sunfmzambia.net. Follow us on Twitter at sunfmzambia. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch live shows and podcasts. Everyone is not just listening. Now everyone is watching.
The Midday News on Sun FM is brought to you with the compliments of the Public Service Pensions Fund. Take advantage of PSPF's digital platforms like ePSPF, available on www.pspf.org.zm. Download the mobile app on Google Play Store and App Store, or use the USSD code *3434# for easy access to all pension services. Public Service Pensions Fund, keeping the pension promise.
The news.
Good afternoon. We take a look at the stories making headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema has called for the urgent removal of barriers hindering the growth of Zambia's tourism sector, emphasizing its potential to become a major driver of economic development. Minister, Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation has disclosed that President Hichilema's recent state visit to the Arab Republic of Egypt attracted private investment pledges nearing $500 million. The Republic of Zambia has reaffirmed its dedication to reshaping food systems as a crucial step toward eradicating malnutrition and advancing Africa's agenda for equitable access to nutritious diets. The Zambia Futsal national team kicked off their 2025 Continental Futsal Championship campaign with a 4-0 loss to Belarus in their Group B opener held in Bangkok, Thailand. Join me for the details shortly.
The news. 88.5 Sun FM.
With the details, my name is Mwema Shanshima. President Hakainde Hichilema has called for the urgent removal of barriers hindering the growth of Zambia's tourism sector, emphasizing its potential to become a major driver of economic development. Speaking during a stakeholder meeting at State House today, the president underscored the need for increased government support and strategic investment in tourism, citing the sector's impressive growth trajectory. He proposed the establishment of a dedicated treasury mechanism to sustainably finance tourism initiatives and ensure long-term sectoral resilience. Meanwhile, economist and tourism advocate Mark MacDonald has urged government to accelerate policy reforms within the tourism sector. Mr. MacDonald emphasized the urgent need to recalibrate tourism policies to reflect the sector's growing economic potential. He said Zambia recorded 1.3 million tourist arrivals in 2023, followed by 2.2 million in 2024, a 70% jump, stating that if the trend continues, the aim is to reach 3 million visitors by the end of 2025. Mr. MacDonald said the objective is to drive an engine for job creation and new investments for local businesses. Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Molambo Haimbe, has disclosed that President Hichilema's recent state visit to the Arabic Republic of Egypt attracted private investment pledges nearing $500 million. The pledges are geared towards the development of two 100 megawatt solar plants in Kafue and Mongo by 2026, alongside other strategic energy-related projects across Zambia. The president's visit took place from 23rd to 25th February 2025 at the invitation of His Excellency Mr. Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, President of Egypt, an engagement that underscored Zambia's determination to reinforce bilateral and multilateral partnership aligned with the vision laid out in the 8th National Development Plan Vision 2030 and the Sustainable Development Goals. During the visit, both heads of state expressed a shared commitment to enhancing cooperation among the African Union and COMESA. They resolved to jointly advocate for key African priorities, including climate financing, poverty alleviation, and reforming the global debt architecture. The leaders agreed to institutionalize dialogue through the creation of structured political consultations to be held annually at ministerial and senior official levels. During the meeting, 5 memorandum of understanding were signed to solidify cooperation in key sectors such as political consultations, agriculture, plant quantitative and phytosanitary matters, livestock development, and the redevelopment of urban towns and sub-centers in Zambia. In addition, the Zambia-Egypt Business Forum saw the signing of 4 MOUs aimed at developing transport corridors and bridges vital to unlocking trade routes under the Lobito Corridor and other regional networks, which included the pledge of $500 million in private sector, a joint venture between Toyota Toshu and Elsewadi Electric to construct solar panel plants in Kafue and Mongo. The pledge also covers the expansion of the existing ZESCO Eldiswift partnership for the local manufacturing of transformers and prepaid meters, with a minimum 40% subtracting to Zambian SMEs, as Arab contractors are expected to participate in key infrastructure projects integrating technology transfer and local skills development into their approach. Technical discussions were held with Egypt's Agriculture Research Center and Veterinary Serum and Vaccine Research Institute. These talks focused on vaccine production for livestock disease such as FMD, CBP, Newcastle, and anthrax, with joint research initiatives planned for early 2026. The discussions also addressed smart agriculture strategies, including biotechnological irrigation technology and climate-resilient farming practices, with capacity building and scholarships through the Egyptian International Center for Agriculture anticipated to benefit at least 50 Zambian professionals over the next 3 years. Collaborative efforts in aquaculture were explored between Zambia's Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock and Egypt's Central Laboratory for Aquaculture Research targeting genetic improvement and disease control. Recognizing water as fundamental to Zambia's agriculture and industrial transformation, the Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation engaged Egypt's Ministry of Water Resources and Irrigation. Both ministries agreed in areas of cooperation, including water harvesting, recycling, dissolution, non-revenue water management, and irrigation infrastructure maintenance, as a dedicated MOU on water cooperation is expected to be concluded by the end of 2025 to support Zambia's commitments under Sustainable Development Goals. The Republic of Zambia has reaffirmed its dedication to reshaping food systems as a crucial step towards eradicating malnutrition and advancing Africa's agenda for equitable access to nutritious diets. During a high-level panel discussion titled Transforming Food Systems, for Healthy Diets and Nutrition at the UN Food Systems Summit, Minister of Agriculture Ruben Motolo emphasized Zambia's strategic approach to building resilient and nutrition-sensitive food systems. He noted that the country's efforts are guided by the National Food and Nutrition Act, which places oversight of nutritional initiatives directly under the Office of the Vice President, enabling high-level coordination and accountability across various sectors. Mr. Mutolo stressed that addressing malnutrition requires more than just increased food production, calling for a fundamental shift in how food is cultivated, consumed, and valued. He shared that Zambia's comprehensive food system pathways strategic places safe, diverse, and nutritious diets at the center of national agricultural planning and investment priorities. To support this transformation, the minister highlighted the launch of Zambia's food-based dietary guidelines, which offer culturally relevant and practical guidance tailored to the nation's unique nutritional needs, food availability, and culinary traditions. He also outlined the government's crop diversification plan, which aims to reduce over-reliance on maize by encouraging farmers to grow legumes, tubers, oilseeds, and horticultural crops. This approach, he said, strengthens the climate resilience, enhances nutrition security, and supports rural livelihoods. Furthermore, the minister announced a nationwide campaign to tackle all forms of malnutrition, including stunting, wasting, and obesity. He explains that the initiative aligns with both the UN Decade of Action on Nutrition and Zambia's own national food and nutrition policy, and in an effort to shift dietary habits away from ultra-processed foods, government is promoting the consumption of more traditional and indigenous foods. Reflecting on Zambia's recovery from the previous year's severe drought, Health Minister Mutolo revealed that following a presidential directive, the country has set ambitious targets to increase the production of key staples such as maize, wheat, and soybeans. Zambia's participation in the summit signals its unwavering commitment to fostering inclusive and nutrition-sensitive food systems that are responsive to both local realities and global challenges. This was contained in a press statement made available to the media by Hambai Mungandu, First Secretary Press at the Embassy of the Republic of Zambia in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. We'll take a break, and when we return, we have more in sports news.
Public Service Pensions Fund, reaching you in all 10 provinces of Zambia. PSPF, keeping the pension promise.
Thank you for staying with us. And in sports news, the Zambia Futsal national team kicked off their 2025 Continental Futsal Championship campaign with a 4-0 loss to Belas in their Group B opener held in Bangkok, Thailand. Despite a spirited start and flashes of individual brilliance, Zambia struggled to penetrate a well-organized Berlinese defense. Barriers capitalized on key opportunities to net 4 goals and take an early lead in the group standings. Zambia will return to action on Wednesday, 30th July, when they face Saudi Arabia in their second Group B fixture. Group B features Zambia, Belarus, Saudi Arabia, and Australia, while Group A includes hosts Thailand, New Zealand, and Chinese Taipei. The top two teams from each group will progress to the semi-finals. And in other sports, Power Dynamos Football Club President Benny Simukoko has reaffirmed the team's commitment to defending the Zambian Premier League title and making a strong impression on the continental stage. Speaking during a courtesy visit to Zambia's Deputy High Commissioner to South Africa, Inonge Mwenya, Simukoko said the club's 14-day pre-season camp in South Africa is focused on building match fitness and tactical readiness. He emphasized that the Zambian champions are determined to start the domestic season strongly and aim to advance in the CAF Champions League, a competition that recently crowned Pyramids FC as champions after a 3-2 aggregate win over Mamelodi Sundowns. Ms. Mwanya, accompanied by First Secretary for Trade and Economics, Mwami Mainga, welcomed the club's gesture and extended her best wishes for the upcoming campaign. And that's all we had for you on today's news. But before we go, we'll take a look at the stories making headlines once again. President Hakainde Hichilema has called for the urgent removal of barriers hindering the growth of Zambia's tourism sector, emphasizing its potential to become a major driver of economic development. Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation has disclosed that President Hichilema's recent state visit to the Arab Republic of Egypt attracted private investment pledges nearing $500 million. The Republic of Zambia has reaffirmed its dedication to reshaping food systems as a crucial step towards eradicating malnutrition and advancing Africa's agenda for equitable access to nutritious diets. And finally, in sports, the Zambia Futsal national team kicked off their 2025 Continental Futsal Championship campaign with a 4-0 loss to the Bailers in their Group B opener held in Bangkok, Thailand. On behalf of the entire news team production, my name is Mwema Shanshima. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.
The news, 88.5 Sun FM.
The Midday News on Sun